Hello, good afternoon, students. How are you? Hope you're all safe and sound at home and enjoying the online classes. Myself, Gulshan Sharif, welcomes you to Mahila Samaja online digital classes. I'm back with a new lesson named Salt on a Magpie's Tail, Class 6, subject English. So, dear students, Salt on a Magpie Tail is a Swedish folk tale. So, what do you mean by folk tale here? I hope you understand this folk tale in the first chapter of this academic year. That is, what is a tale? Dear children, I clearly explain you about a tale and a tale, that is TAIL tale and TALE tale in detailed form, as these two words are homophones in their nature, and these two words have their own specific meaning. TAIL tale means a long thing that attached to a dog as monkey, etc. And TALE tale means a folk tale. So what do you mean by folk tale here? Means a very old traditional story that has passed from generation to generation in oral form. So this Salt on a Magpie Tale is a Swedish folk tale, is as it is a story set in Sweden, therefore is called as a Swedish folk tale. Swedish folk tale. Sweden is a noun. Here Swedish is an adjective and people of Sweden is known as Swedish. Folktale means it is a story in which animals, plants and birds speak, and this story have deep message or a hidden moral in it. For example, I think you know the story of the monkey and a crocodile. In that even crocodile will talk, monkey will also talk. So that type of stories is said to be called as a folk tale. And I think you all would have read the Panchatantra, Jataka tales and Hitopadesha. These are the important folk tales of our Indian mythology. And you know the two important epics of India, that is Ramayana and Mahabharata. It has a very great values in our culture. When you were young, and I believe that even now most of you will read them. Dear children, let me tell you one thing. All these Panchatantra stories, Hitopadesha stories and Jataka tales are nothing but the folk tales. Okay. So, dear children, one more thing I want to specific here, that these folk tales were not written, they were passed from mouth to mouth. As I told you, they are the stories, these are the stories that are told orally, okay, by old people. Then later, when writing these stories started, they got in the printing form. So these are the folk tales of the earliest genres of the storytelling, as I explained you. So these the following version of the Salt on a Magpie's Tale is also an adaptation of the original form of the Sweden. So here Indian folk tales of Panchatantra, as I told you, Panchatantra is a collection of 5 volumes of stories written by a teacher to help instruct the different aspects of kinghood for princes. The 5 volumes together serve as a manual for a prospective king to help him deciding how to rule, how to choose his fellow friends, fellow ministers, how to conduct himself in daily life, etc. The collection of stories in Panchatantra are a real treat for parents to help them in guiding them towards values in human life. Every story in Panchatantra is accompanied by a moral. Hitopadesha. Hitopadesha is also a collection of Sanskrit fables in prose and verse. It is similar to, though distinct from, the Panchatantra. The Hitopadesha is known to be the least several centuries old. Originally written in Sanskrit, its story have travelled to several parts of the world. The work has been translated into most of the major languages of the world. An English translation rendered by Sir Edwin Arnold, then principal of Pune College, Pune, India was published in London in 1861. The next comes the Jataka Tales. The Jataka Tales are a voluminous body of literature native to India concerning the previous births of Gautama Buddha. These are the stories that tell about the previous lives of Buddha in both human and animal form. The future Buddha may appear in them as a king, an outcast, a god, an elephant, but in whatever form he exhibits some virtue that the tale thereby inculcates. So now let's start with the new topic, that is the salt on a magpie's tail. Dear children, we all have dreams. It takes a lot of determination, confidence and dedication and hard work to turn dreams into reality. This story, Salt on a Magpie's Tail, teaches us the values of hard work and self-defense through an ambitious boy by name Ole. The tale highlights how with the help of these virtues the boy led prosperity and well-being. It is interesting to note that he achieved the best though the diligence and by using resources that he had in his hand. So what is that? What is the dream he was having? Let's go there. Let's start the lesson. Please concentrate with your full attention here. A young lad named Ole spent his time daydreaming but things he fancied: toys, a clasping knife, a wagon, a pony, a house with a garden, etc. His widow mother, who sold brooms after his father's death, could hardly make ends meet, let alone get him the things that he fancied. The situation was miserable. They lived in a dilapidated house, as cold and uncomfortable as a breakdown house could be, and then barely manage a square meal on some days. The young lad was of no help to his mother as he spent most of his time daydreaming. Daydreaming. So the story here starts with a young boy named Ole. Ole usually spent his entire time by daydreaming. Daydreaming, what do you mean by daydreaming here? Daydreaming means dreaming during the day with the eyes open. ಹಗಲು ಕನಸು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹಗಲು ಕನಸು ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಹಗಲೊತ್ತು ಕನಸು ಕಾಣಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು have the daydreaming. He used to have the daydream of toys, a clasping knife, wagon, horse, that is a pony, and a house with garden. These are the 4 things he need in his life. He used to have this in his dream. His mother was a widow. Widow in the sense means she lost her husband, who sold brooms, and after the death of his Ole's father, they could not hardly make a living and even not buy things which fascinated Ole. They lived in a broken house. So they don't have a proper house. They lived in a broken house and could not eat even a proper meal every day. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿ 2 ಹೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬ ಊಟ ತಿನ್ನೋಷ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಆದರೂ ಓಲೆ ಕನಸು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. The young boy Ole was of no use to his mother. See, Ole, he want a house, wagon, beautiful house in front of the garden there. See, a toy shop. Later he set up all these things by his hard work and efforts. So how he did the hard work? Who makes him to do all these things? Let's study. See, he is a boy by name Ole. So these are the 4 things he want. A clasping knife. Clasping knife in the sense means a knife with a blade that folds into the handle. And a pony. Pony is a type of horse of a small breed. And he want a wagon. Wagon is like a horse cart. Is like a horse cart to transport the goods, which is used to transport the goods. and a house with a beautiful garden. These are the things he used to see in the daydreaming. Ole's mother, she used to sell the broom to lead the life. So after his father's death, their life was very miserable and they used to live in the dilapidated house. See this dilapidated house, it's the old fashioned house in which they were living. So here a square meal means a satisfying and balanced meal. Okay, ಅವ್ರು ಇಬ್ಬರು ಇರೋದರ ಊಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ತಿನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. So next, one morning sitting on a garden bench, Ole was as usual muttering to himself, if I had a sharp knife, I would cut out toys to play. If I had a wagon, I would carry my toys everywhere. If I had a pony. So he was thinking, he was not thinking, he was muttering himself by sitting on a garden bench. So he was sitting one morning, he was sitting on a bench in the garden. Ole usually used to speak to himself. Andre avanu ಮೆತ್ತಿಗೆ ಅವನಷ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅವನೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. Few of us will have the practice of that one. ನಮ್ಮಷ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾವೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. Ole usually used to speak to himself. He was saying, if I had a sharp knife, I would cut toys. If it to play. If I had a wagon, I would carry my toys everywhere. So as I told you, wagon is used to transport the things. And if I had a pony ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಏನೇನೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಅಂತ ಅವನಷ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅವನೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. An old man sitting beside him smiled as he heard Ole talking to himself. He tapped the young lad's shoulder and advised, go to the woods and sprinkle some salt on a magpie's tail. Its magical powers can make wishes come true. Wish while the salt is still on the bird's tail, otherwise the spell may break. So an old man was sitting next to Ole. So he heard the muttering words of the Ole. He tapped his shoulder and advised him. What he gave the advice? Why don't you go to the forest and sprinkle some salt on a magpie's tail? So without any hard work, without any sacrifice, he want all these things in his life. Means there is only one thing that you can do. You just go to the forest and sprinkle the salt on the magpie's tail. So you may get fulfill these wishes and you may get all these things in your life, he advised. So dear children, here magpie is the name of a bird. So its magical powers can make all your dreams come true. But he advised one more thing, that to remember to make the wish till the salt is on the tail, otherwise the magic may get over. He advised like this in the last. So will he success in his life to get all these things, and he is able to put the salt on the magpie's tail. After putting the salt on the magpie's tail, what was the wish? Let's see in our future class. See, he is the Ole and an old man sitting in the garden bench. So Ole, he was muttering himself to have the clasping knife so that he can count the toys, a pony, a wagon, and a beautiful a beautiful house with a garden. So this old man advised him to go to the forest and sprinkle the salt on the magpie's tail. Another advice he gave one more advice, that sprinkle the salt till the magical power is there in the magpie's tail, or else the magic may get over. So this is a magpie bird. Dear children, you can see Eurasian magpie bird, Taiwan magpie bird, and black-billed magpie bird. This is the black-billed magpie. It is also known as the American magpie. Is a bird this bird belongs to the crow family. And this is a Eurasian magpie, or a common magpie, is a resident of breeding bird throughout the northern part of the Eurasian continent. Its scientific name is Pica pica. And this Taiwan blue magpie is also called as a Taiwan magpie, Formosan blue magpie, or the long-tailed mountain lady is a species of a bird of the crow family. It is endemic to Taiwan. So the meanings: muttering, privately expressing the dissatisfaction; lad, a young man; wagon means vehicle used for transporting goods; dilapidated, an old-fashioned house. Dear students, now we'll go for grammar. So here the grammar section, we have the collective nouns. You can open your textbook and you can see this heading in your textbook. So you know the meaning of the noun. Noun includes the parts of the speech. So noun is a name of a person, place, animal and thing. So there are different types of noun: collective noun, proper noun, material noun, abstract noun. So here you have the topic of this collective noun. So that is the one word that names a group of people, animals, things and birds is said called as a collective noun. For example, an army of soldiers, a team of ducks, a bunch of geese. So collective noun, the name used for a group of things. So we can, for a group, it is a noun specifically given to the group. It may be the animals, birds, things or human beings. And it can be things like tables or trays. That is a non-living things. See, here are the list of these words. We can give the group names for the persons, animals and things. For example, an army of soldiers, an army of musicians, a crowd of people, a dynasty of kings, a patrol of policemen, a staff of employees, a troop of scouts. You can list out these words and you can make it in a list. You can write it in your homework book also. And if you go for the animals, for animals we can give the group name like a herd of cattle, a host of sparrows, a litter of cubs, a murder of crows, a pack of owls, a train of camels, a tribe of goats, a zoo of wild animals. When you go back for the things there, an album of photograph, a battery of guns, a block of flats, a hand of bananas, a library of books, a packet of letters, a pair of shoes, a range of mountains. Dear students, if possible, please write this in your homework book one time. So the collective nouns used for the birds are as follows here: a brood of chickens, a host of sparrows, a stand of flamingos, a flight of cormorants, a mustering of storks, a parliament of owls, a colony of gulls. So here is the home assignment questions. Please watch this video carefully and try to answer these questions and upload in the WhatsApp group today itself. The home assignment questions are as follows. Who is Ole? What are the 4 things Ole needs in his life? What is a magpie? A bird or an insect? Hope I will meet you in the hope you enjoy this lesson and understood this lesson. I will meet you in your next class with the continuation of this chapter, that is the salt on a magpie's tail. Till then, take care, stay home, stay safe. Goodbye. Have a good day. Thank you.